I'm trying to tell you. Hold on. Y'all just listen to me real quick. Um, just listen to me while I get everything together. This is Tish Talk. Everything here is a legend and for entertainment purposes only. We're gonna be dealing with and I'll leave this here for y'all. We're gonna be dealing with this. Is it Tyrone Davis Jr. and his girlfriend? Okay, so he passed away during, after, or whatever at the conclusion of a Christmas trip uh, in a cabin that was meant to be spent. Well, he spent it with his girlfriend, LuLu. I'll get her real name in a minute, y'all. But however, she wound up safely going back home after the trip. But that Christmas trip was Tyrone Davis Jr.'s demise because he died mysteriously during the trip, okay, at the conclusion of the trip. This case has been like sucking me in. It is very much mysteriously unanswered questions. Things ain't adding up. Something just ain't right. Everything here is a legend of innocent person only. God bless his soul. But honey, something just ain't right about it. All right, I'm gonna leave this here for y'all. Honey, something ain't right about this case. My hair's still a mess. Okay. Everything, this whole thing has foul play written all over it. Yeah, this whole thing has foul play written all over it. But hello, hey y'all. Hey, it is Tish Talk and family. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. And so I appreciate my days ones, twos, and threes. Everything here is alleged and the Fair Act use will be in the description box with the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 and 108 of the U.S. Copyright Act of 1976, which allowance is made for fair use and for purposes. Let us jump right in. All right, we're going to dive into this. It's very messy and things just ain't adding up, y'all. Things just ain't adding up about this. Okay, where do we begin? Hold on. Lulu, Tyrone Davis' girlfriend, okay? So, based on social media discussions and reports surrounding the death of Tyrone Davis Jr., welcome y'all, known as Stepdaddy Dro, in late December of 2025. Let me get this camera kind of off of me. Y'all. Okay, so, all right now. So, his girlfriend, known as Lulu or Kiara, I hope I'm saying it right, has faced scrutiny regarding her relationship with him and the events leading to his death. Key points regarding the alleged weird, it is very weird, okay, or toxic nature of the relationship include allegations of abuse. Reports from friends and family described their relationship as toxic, involving domestic violence, DV. Okay, it's been claimed that Lulu was previously arrested for, wow, domestic violence against the man. Lord, this girl. Against Tyrone. Contradictory stories. The stories ain't, the math ain't mapping. Okay. Family members have raised concerns that Lulu changed her story multiple times regarding how Tyrone left her vehicle, who claims ranging from him asking to be let out to him jumping out of the car traveling around 25 miles per hour. Why the hell would he ask to just be let out while she's driving? Okay, it ain't nothing. Suspicious behavior. Concerns were raised by critics regarding the timeline, including allegations that she waited to notify the family. So apparently, she waited till the whole damn next day to notify his mother, allegedly, I believe. And everything here is alleged for entertainment purposes only, including allegations that she waited to, okay, and left him to be identified as John Doe and allegedly drained his bank account that she wasn't on, which I believe that she said that she had been putting money in some other whatever, and she was just trying to get her money, whatever. All right. and everything is alleged and put in the same person only. Apparently, he has three phones, or he had three phones, but when he was found with neither of them, which is also weird. Another thing that's weird is that he was found with the dinner that they had just bought at Pizza Hut, at Papa John's. Why was he left with the pizza? Like, why was the pizza with him? Why was he found under a bridge? How could she let him out at a gas station and keep it going and keep moving? Like, why? It's just all this suspicion. Okay. Family divide. All right. Hello, welcome, Tay and Britt Blizzard. This whole thing, none of it adds up, all right? The family is divided. Tyrone's father's side has publicly questioned her actions, suggesting that she played a role in his death, while his mother's side has remained silent, and Lulu maintains her innocence, claiming that she is being unfairly blamed. All right, so all I can say is what Spirit has told to me, and we're gonna go from there, okay? So that's what we are here for. Hello, welcome. That's what we are here for. Okay, so let's just go to the channeling, y'all. This is so unfortunate. And it's some things about this read and this whole case that I just don't like a lot. All right. So where do we begin? All right, let's start right here. I also, hold up. I need to show y'all something because this is really weird. This is really weird. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. And a lot of times when I be trying to show y'all stuff, it don't be centered properly. So I'm gonna try to center this the best way that I know how. Y'all look at this. Look at this. Before I get into this read, look at this or this channeling. I can't play it here. See, I sent my no. Well, y'all, I gotta download Instagram on my other phone. It's very suspect. It's very sus. It is awkward, and I really want to show y'all this. It's two of them that's very awkward. Two weird videos. Let me try to show you. I'm downloading Instagram. Give me one moment. This is very suspect. It's just weird. Hold on. This story kind of pulls me in. It pulls you in. Okay. All right. Let's see here. It's a video. My baby. It's a video. Okay. All right. My baby. All right. Maybe. Okay. Okay. Just say it's just me. But there's something slightly wrong. Okay. Who do y'all think that is? And then look at this. Okay. So maybe I'm reading too much into it, but that's Lulu and her son. It just seems slightly weird. I don't know. But let's just keep going. I don't want to pass too much judgment. Let's just go to the channeling. I want to try to decrease and and just bring the read and just bring the challenge. Okay. Um, I just don't like this. All right. Okay. So here we go. All right. Now I just lost everything. When I first looked at the picture of them, and at this point, this was at 3:17 p.m. today. I had not um read any news, heard any videos or anything at 3:17 p.m. So I did that later because I wanted to see, was my channeling matching up with anything that was out there. Okay. So at 3:17 p.m., as soon as I looked at the first picture of this couple, instantly foul play. I could see those words written on top of their picture, their couple as a picture, him and her. That's what I saw was foul play. Okay. And then I saw another side dude, like a dude on the side, like there was somebody she was dealing with, like instantly. This was instantly. And you could check the time and everything. This is at 3:17 p.m. Okay. Now why in the world? How about I go and pull up 317? I used to do this back in the day. 317 in the Greek concordance. Y'all, why? Because I got that the timestamp is 3:17 p.m. Why is that? You know what that come up as? Compelled, forced, under compulsion, by restraint. Um, this is sad. And then, okay, so Greek concordance, that's like a Greek dictionary. Okay, so the timestamp of 317 comes up to compulsion by force. It expresses an action carried out from external pressure, constraint, or a sense of unavoidable obligation. It portrays, I'm going somewhere, listen now, it portrays conduct that is reluctant rather than voluntary, driven by necessity rather than willing desire. If you go to 1 Peter 5 and 2, in your Bible, the King James Version, it says, be shepherds of God's flock that is among you, watching over them, not out of compulsion, but willingly, as God will have you, not out of greed, but out of eagerness. Um, by compulsion, doing something, not that you want to do it, but out of compulsion. That was a clue for me right there. Okay. Okay. Instructs church leaders, elders to willingly so shepherd and oversee God's flock under their care, not out of obligation or dishonest gain, but with an eager desire to serve, not out of dishonest gain. Think about that. Let me blow it up for you. Dishonest gain. It was dishonest gain. There's the answer right there, y'all. So that was at 3:17 p.m. That's what that is the equivalent of. That is what it is. So at 3:17 p.m. is when I got that word. You see that? And that's the first channeling that I got. All right. So that's the first clue. And let's keep going. In the back of Dro's mind, he questioned her loyalty, but it went unsaid. He let it go because she was wearing a mask. She was slick. Okay. Later on, I also channeled and I had to write it down because this was all over the place. So some stuff I got early on and some stuff I got later. To go along with that, so we don't get out of order, there's a chameleon energy that I channeled that is on her. I also sense that she was cloaked. She exuberates an air of innocence because it really energetically, okay, as far as spirit, okay, it's a spiritual thing. It seems like, or I sense energetically and spiritually that she is cloaked with some type of spiritual work, or it's like a magical thing so that she appears innocent. Okay, it's like she's done something. I believe that she's done some type of root work or magic. Everything is alleged and for entertainment purposes only, so that she appears believing. People can do spell work so that they appear believable and innocent. Okay. Um, so in the back of his mind, he questioned the loyalty, but it went unsaid because she was wearing a mask. Slick, downloaded Slickster. Um, and he felt like she also held him down in some type of way, but that was in his mindset, okay, during the relationship, or at least some of it. All right. Sedative. Okay, you know what a sedative is? I don't know if he had taken something so that, his judgment was cloudy, but maybe he was intoxicated somewhat during the whole downfall leading up into the whole setup or whatever happened. Okay, maybe he was given something, okay, or maybe he just drunk something, okay, um, so that, he could be a little bit less coherent as to his environment or whatever that went on. I think he was given something, okay, or either he just drunk, okay, or maybe she put something in his drink, or maybe he just drunk something, okay. There's a setup energy, so he could have been set up, okay. There is a setup energy. I don't feel like she was alone. I got here not just one person, so I do not feel like it was just her, okay, involved with this whole ordeal, okay. Now I felt this. I have here, I felt like it was insurance money was involved. I hope I'm not wrong. And then I felt like some type of blow, possibly to his head, maybe, I don't know. Or that he took some blows or either a blow. Um, I believe this was pre-planned. I'm gonna go on a limb and I'm gonna say that I feel like it was pre-planned. I feel like it was talked about prior to. And I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe now that he's passed on, maybe he's somewhat embarrassed, okay? I don't know, because of the whole setup. Okay, so maybe he knows. I don't know. I have to see answers on that. All right. Um, I saw him holding his head and walking, but he wasn't walking in a strong manner. He wasn't walking like a normal person walks, okay? He was obviously in pain, okay? Hold on. Okay, so I have here, I see him walking, holding his head, walking, and this makes me feel like it was done prior to even getting in the car. So I'm not sure if she had help or what. Yeah, but that's just me saying that I feel like something could have been done before he even got in the car. It could have been done after he got in the car. I don't know. But I did see him, with his hand on his head. I'm not sure if she had help or what, but as stated before, it could very well have been. Okay. Let's see. There were high emotions, very high emotions that led up to this. So there had to have been a conflict because I heard very clearly very high emotions. So somebody that was involved with this whole thing had some high emotions. Wow. I also sense that he is still with her and that he is still around her. So he definitely has not crossed over yet. I feel like he's even like when she goes to lay down and go to bed, I saw him there. He's still right there. All right. I do feel like there is blood on her hands. I did see blood on her hands. So she has partook in this. Okay, everything here is a legend for any temperance only. I saw blood on her hands. I also feel like I don't know why, but maybe I don't agree with this, but I feel like Dro feels like he's taking some form of accountability for whatever happened between them. So I don't know why, but you know, maybe he's confused. All right. I don't know the if, ands, or buts on that, but if he does feel that way, he's wrong because I don't feel like he should take any accountability for whatever happened. Okay. All right. Now, after that download, I heard somewhat, but I get the feeling that things just went too far or things went left and it was explosive and someone was deranged, I have here, which leads me to believe or led me to believe at that point after the download that maybe she could have received help or after the fact, like after whatever damage was done. Well, yeah, of course she had help. All right. She didn't do that by herself. I don't feel like this was one random ass argument, though I feel like there was a sequential couple of combination of events that led up to this. Could be. And that there was an awakening or an eye opener moment. All right. These are all downloads. All right. Somebody got the news, a choice, a decision was made, and then there is someone talking in her ear and giving bad advice or giving advice. I'm really feeling the energy of someone else. Okay. So then I started feeling the energy of someone else I have here. I really think that she was being instructed on or advised, okay, or pushed up to do this or to be a part to plan this. Okay. There's a karmic or third party involvement. So maybe beneath the surface, things were already going south, and maybe there is a sneaky link. Okay. I could hear if you do this and like that, then I'll help you. And if you do this like that, I will be there and I will help you do this or that. So yeah, I started channeling more and more, and it just started getting more and more intense, y'all. All these downloads just started getting more and more creepier than what I first anticipated this whole thing to be. Because I went in on the defense like she was innocent. I went in like, because I don't want to be false accusing nobody, even though I say everything is a legend for entertainment versus only. I wasn't there. She could very well, I mean, anything can happen to anybody on a trip. But anyway, hello, welcome y'all. All right, what else? Yeah, I have here also another download. I think that she could have been seeing someone else. One of them has a very jealous issue or jealous tendencies, also was downloaded. I also pick up that, and then someone no longer serves somebody's purpose. So there was a shift in the energy of them. So it became not as what it appeared to be at some point towards the end or leading up into the end. Okay, there was a decline. Okay, there was just a decline in the whole connection. Okay, it's just like you no longer serve my purpose. Okay, or your services are no longer needed. Okay, something on that line. All right. There's also some faking energy going on with this whole connection, or was going on. So someone was faking, somebody was saving faces, and then somebody needed somebody. Okay, somebody was in it because they needed somebody. So there's nothing genuine about that. All right. I'm not sure what happened at the beginning, but it definitely was hmm, it was a decline, and at least one of them. Okay, I messed up with it. When you talking and texting, this thing messes up sometime. But hold on. Hmm. It was one-sided. Okay, so somebody wasn't being truthfully fulfilled. All right, there's some typos here. So there was a somebody just wasn't getting fulfillment, y'all, and I think we know who that is. She wasn't getting fulfilled. Okay, at some point. All right, wasn't true fulfillment, is what I was trying to say. So it was like a one-sided relationship, okay? Somebody was in love by themselves, unfortunately. All right. So I did download that too. And then I believe a decision was made, and I feel like this thing was planned. All right. I have here also another download. Image was a facade. Facade. That's like front and center, fake, putting on. I don't even use these words, so I know what spirit gave me this. Facade, the face of a building, especially the principal front that looks onto a street or open space. These are words I don't even use, so spirit had to give it to me. So that's why I gotta go and even look it up. When I get to hearing spirits, I hear words that I don't even use. I don't even use that word. Why do I feel like there's something that he wants to do over again with her? All right. Now, I don't think that she was necessarily hooked up with the popo, but I just feel like they're not doing their job. So everything is legend for entertainment purposes only. Or maybe they're kind of lax with the case, but it might go better later because of public reaction. All right. Maybe they'll do more now that they see the response of the public. When it started, okay, I don't know at what point, but I felt love bombing. I don't know, was he love bombing her? Was she love bombing him? But there's somebody was love bombing, okay? And then I think that someone's impression of their dynamic was that they were in a healing phase but it feels as though it was an illusion. All right. So I believe that he had the impression that they were in a healing phase, things were going to get better, but that was just an illusion. It wasn't real. Okay. I also feel like she needed him because he was strong financially. He was a good source of financial support for her. And that was the basis of her attachment to him. Now, if the case has been closed, I feel like there's a possibility that it could reopen due to the findings and the public awareness, and everything going so public and people, coming out with their different stories of the events, that led up into him being found and his death. Okay. So maybe because of scrutiny and things, they got to come out and reopen it if it ever was closed. And even if they are not doing much with the case, I channeled that maybe they will act like they are. But I don't feel like any findings will result anytime soon. But I'm willing to pull a card to see on that what it shows. But hopefully I'm wrong for that part. I hope that they find something more sooner than later. Okay. Maybe it will be swept under the rug and left in a stagnant place, though. Okay. I still hear foul play, foul play, foul play. That was channeled. And there could be a breakthrough with the findings of the case. Okay. So there's that possibility right there. So it probably just means undecided. All right. And that was all that I got. So I'm gonna leave that. Y'all make your own determination. I am willing to pull cards, and I'm definitely want to do a rechanneling. I really want to do another channeling on this whole thing. All right. So that's just a quick little energy check in. We'll dive in more into this later. I really need to go and do my hair. All right. I love y'all. Be blessed. Have a blessed week. We're about to start it and grind it all over again. Monday is coming in just a couple of hours. Love y'all. Be blessed.